Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandragon's Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing a Scratchmen Apoo from One Piece. I know, it is God Valley on fire, everyone is on the peak of the storytelling now in One Piece, but we need to have a little bit of a break. I want to draw other characters as well. We can't do analyzing episodes every single week. Maybe I do every other week. On top of this, I haven't read 1165 yet, so it's a nice moment, nice opportunity to try to see if we can draw one character that we are missing, okay? Because I'm actually doing playlists, and in these playlists we have groups of characters that we want to draw, and obviously Scratchmen Apoo belongs to our Supernovas group, our rookies group, those characters that in the One Piece story they gather in Archipelago Chapondi and are the top tiers at the time, okay? So I have them all. I'm gonna put the playlist here so you can have a look and investigate a little bit, or find your favorite and see if you want to express any kind of opinion or regarding some kind of theories that we may have, that you may agree or you may not agree, all of these things, you can find the playlist there and we can open conversation about that, okay? For now, Scratchmen Apoo is the last one that we are missing. Why? Because I don't think I like this guy at all. I know he's a pirate, but all the characters in One Piece have this kind of moments that you may like and moments that you may not like. But for me, Scratchmen Apoo so far has been one of those characters that everything that he's doing is kind of very annoying for my taste. Okay, the main reason for this, I would say, connects with the betrayal that we have of this pirate alliance that he does with Kid and Hawkins. There is after the war, after the Chabondi Archipelago saga, after the war and everything, to survive in the new world. Some of these guys, they basically ally with each other. They create pirate alliances. And I have to say, we have these three characters going together. They could have been a powerhouse, but given the moment, given the circumstances, given like there is like a moment where we realize that they have been defeated, and all of this is because this guy has basically betrayed them, has been all along working for Kaido, and obviously they end up defeated. Kid has a lot of resentment for that. This is a topic that we explore again in the Wano saga, in the Wano territory with the Kaido story. And I don't like his outcome either. I want to know your opinion about him as well. I want to as well draw him quite fast. I don't want to spend like 3 hours drawing him. It's gonna be kind of a very quick drawing if I can, okay? And I want to know your opinion about him. I want to know your opinion about the pirate betrayals. I want to know your opinion about the concept of the rookies coming together. What happens here is that all along he was belonging to Kaido's crew. He was informer in Kaido's crew, and he basically orchestrated this kind of trap so they could be defeated, basically. Basil Hawkins is the third wheel, let's say, in this problem. He kind of bends the knee to Kaido. Because of this betrayal, he is in a situation that he read his own fate, and you see how there is no way of getting saved from this. There is no way of surviving, and he decides to join Kaido in the crew and everything. Okay, so that is something that Kid is not gonna be able to do. Kid decides to fight until the very end. And what happened is, what we realize in Wano is that he was imprisoned as well in Udon, and in the saga, in the Wano saga, he's gonna be joining us a little bit, joining Trafalgar Law, Luffy, and everything to have this kind of a small redemption arc, I would say, because so far he was like a very bad guy the whole time. Here with Luffy, you see that he's bad, but he has a little bit more of background, a little bit more of context and everything, and you end up liking him a little bit, okay? I'm not saying that I'm a fan of Eustace or anything, but this is done so you can explore all the characters in One Piece up to a certain degree. Let's say you need to see a little bit of Scratchmen Apoo and draw your own conclusions. This guy is a traitor. This guy somehow ends up commanding the numbers, that these are the modified Onis that Vegapunk has created or made or retransformed somehow, like ancient Onis, and this guy somehow has the control of them. Maybe he had to deal directly with them since they were born or created and they see him as a father. Some of the characters were guardians there, and some other characters, you see how even when Kaido is losing or when he decides to go against Kaido, because again he's a traitor and he betrays Kaido as well, he has those guys following him. At the end of the story as well, at the end of Wano, he's defeated during Wano by Zorro. With one shot he is receiving a Shishison Son, the Song of the Lion from Zorro. He cuts it because he has only one antidote for the Oni demon, the freezing kind of sickness that Queen spread across the dance floor. And he doesn't want to give it, obviously he wants it to himself, obviously. And he ends up being caught because he wants to play, okay? So he wants to play with Zorro, he wants to play with everyone, he's always being funny, very thingy, and even in that moment of life and death, he is kind of playing with that moment. So Zorro straight away has, I have no time for jokes, I'm just gonna cut you, and he loses there. I wanted to see him killed. We see Basil Hawkins in the context of defeat, in the context of dying, having his end there. Scratchmen Apoo is like a rat. He manages to escape after that cut. I don't know how. He manages to have still some of the numbers with him. I don't know how. He manages to, when we are gathering at the end to leave and see what islands we're going to take, he ends up showing up. Kid obviously wants to attack him again, but he's calmed down by Killer and by the rest of the guys because he has some information. So this guy has some information, and it is basically just the newspaper. He's giving them the newspaper with the new bounties, with the new concept of the Jonkos and everything, with the 3 billions for each one of them. And why? Oda, I didn't like this part. Oda, I love you. I agree with most of your decisions all the time. You are a titan of storytelling. No one can deny that. But I don't think you have done a nice storyline with this guy. Kid should have eliminated him afterwards if Zorro didn't kill him with the Shishison Son. Not only Kid, but you could use as well a survival situation where Basil Hawkins is still around, and together they can defeat him, they can eliminate him and everything. That is interesting. I think that would have been more, I would say, beautiful in that aspect, in my opinion. Let's see, the arm like this. I would say that would have been much more beautiful, much more interesting and rewarding for the reader. I understand because I read a lot of pirate history, a lot of pirate mythology. I've done a lot of investigation about that, and we all know that pirates in real life weren't like like we have them represented in stories like One Piece, that they will go fight on and non-stop until they die. There will be pirates that do this, yes, but most of the pirates will be more something similar to Jack Sparrow. You will run to fight tomorrow, more like Usopp. You will make a trap, and you will make like a convoy of various groups to attack a bigger place, to have a bigger loot, and have bigger reward with less sacrifice, let's say. So that is the pirate life, okay? So I understand this. Now, recently, obviously, we're going to be talking a little bit of spoilers and everything here. Now, recently, with all the Rocks Pirates concepts, we see, I need to change the pen to 1 probably. We see how the pirates themselves are being portrayed as good guys, like Luffy, like the rest of the guys. All of them are good. Even Big Mom, that we were hating her and everything. Here in this story of Rocks, we don't see a bad side of her in the sense of, yeah, she's just a normal woman, pirate there, that is fighting. She wants as well loot, she wants prize, she wants to get her own fruits for her family, for everything, to grow as a pirate and everything. So there is nothing wrong about Big Mom there. There is nothing wrong about Kaido maybe betraying them. All of them are betraying each other here. So this is what I would say the pirate life in real life. This is something that is quite accentuated as well, quite remarked in the sense of having the alliance with Law that we have since Punk Hazard. I want to put here the point and emphasize with Nico Robin's words about Law. Nico Robin says to Luffy, "Hey Luffy, no, don't actually do the alliance with this guy, because pirate alliances are bound to be betrayed or broken, you know, and they are not gonna be real." So Luffy, how innocent and how good guy he is, he just basically asks Law. Law says, "No, I am not gonna betray you," and he takes the word in that, and everything works okay for Luffy in that aspect. I've done many videos about Law, and I'm gonna put here the specific video about Law. You have it in the playlist, but I want you to see it independently because I think it's important for this concept. I still think there is gonna be a betrayal from Law in this aspect. I still think Law is not who he explained he is. I still think there is a half flashback of Law only shown, and basically what I think that is gonna happen here is that he is a sword member. He's a sword captain like Drake, the other Supernova. That's why they knew each other. That's why he helped him to escape from the cell, from the prison in Wano. That's why now the next time that we are gonna be seeing Law, I think it's gonna be with Drake in the sword base. It's gonna be wrapped. We know that he has been defeated by Blackbeard in a very nice fight, very epic fight. And what happens here is the next. He has been given such importance in the story, such relevance with the concept of D as well, with the concept of wanting to know the truth of the world, like Robin. He has been given the role of companion to Nico Robin, going in the depths of Wano, in the underwater place, to find the poneglyphs, to listen to the story that Sukiyaki, Oden's father, is telling them. So you can't deny that after having all this information, after seeing all these things that he is kind of witnessing, that he will disappear. And that is something that I expect sooner than later for him to show up again with Drake, and we will have a little bit more of Law. I don't want that to be much. I don't want us to be in detail into that story, because I'm a little bit tired of let's say chasing other people that is not Luffy and the crew. in my opinion, I would prefer to see more development with Frankie, more development with Brooke, than characters like Estas Kid or Law, for example. I would have loved to see, for example, as well, more development with, let's say, Basil Hawkins than Kid, for example. Like, there are characters that Oda is kind of filling the gaps, and I understand, and we need to show all of them a little bit, but you can play it in a different way. So I hope yes, we have Law coming back a little bit in the story, but not much importance. Okay, just a little bit of importance. Let's do all of this like this. The hair, okay. Maybe I'm not gonna go for the, or maybe yes, a little bit. I'm not sure about what I'm gonna do yet, but I don't wanna go for the exact same colors that the Toei use for the anime. I do not like the colors. I do not like the character, first of all. I hate the guy, and I do not like the colors that they used. For me, it's too pastel, it's too kind of a joke, and this guy is someone who is very dangerous. He has a very random fruit, basically something related to music called the Oto Nomi, the tone fruit. It's the meaning of that is basically sound, and what he can do is transform any part of his body into a musical instrument that will develop into some sort of weapon with the sound, okay? He is very efficient against Luffy and Zorro straight away. Then they receive information from, I think it was Kid, explaining that, I believe it was Kid if I remember correctly, explaining that he is using the sound. He's using the sound, or Law is the one who is giving information. I don't remember now, I need to double check. I will put the later in the comment section. But by put in the hands, I think it's Killer actually. Killer is the one who will revisit information. Killer is very clever guy. So I think he's the one who says that. And by placing your hands in your ears that you can't hear his music, you are immune to the attack. So it's a very strong fruit. And if you can't figure out what's the power, like someone that it's a little bit silly, like Luffy, and you're not able to find that out, you're in a pickle there. You're in trouble. There's no way that you're going to be able to save yourself from this guy, because his power is quite peculiar. Okay, so he uses that in his advantage, and I like it. I like the use. I like the use of the fruit and everything, but it is something that I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the character. Okay, so what was my perfect scenario here? Let's say, well, what had to happen in my mind, in my opinion, for me to be happy with the development of Scratchmen Apoo? Scratchmen Apoo betrays, first of all, Kid and Hawkins. Hawkins is a character that he decides to accept the betrayal because he's a pirate and play along, stay with Kaido. But Kid is not like that. So Kid is more honorable in that sense, at the same time vengeful. So he wants to destroy this guy. We see this in Wano. He has no chance, he has no opportunity. He just gives him one attack that he should have died in that first attack from Kid with the power that Kid has. I don't think that guy is physically strong in that sense that he's able to defend himself from Kid, but he has like a good kind of confidence in himself to fight anyone. Okay, so he has confidence in his abilities. That is nice, and you need to have that as a pirate. If you are not confident with your abilities, this is something that in real life is the same as well. If you are not confident in your abilities, you end up doing nothing with your skills, with your life, and with everything. You need to believe in yourself. Okay, this is a message from me to you, very important. You need to believe in yourself. So what happens here is, I would have liked in that first attack to Scratchmen Apoo to die. Okay, just like a fly, like nothing, like all his betrayal was for nothing, and as soon as he encountered a proper enemy, in this case Kid, he was eliminated. I would have loved that. That is my perfect scenario. It didn't happen, then I would give a second chance. Like, he manages to escape that one, okay. What happens next is that later Zorro is gonna cut him. Zorro versus Scratchmen Apoo is absolutely unnecessary. I would have preferred much more that any other rookie takes the medicine, takes the elixir, this kind of medicine to save Chopper and the rest, to give it to Chopper and the rest. Because Zorro had a lot of importance in the story, already is, dealing with Queen, then later he's gonna be dealing as well with King, then he's gonna be in the rooftop. A little bit of too much of Zorro in this Scratchmen Apoo storyline. Not because you are Supernova as well, because Zorro is one of the Supernovas as well. Not because of that you need to make them face each other. Is there already a story with Kid? Point it with Kid. Is there a story with the other guy, Basil Hawkins? Do it with Basil Hawkins, okay? I would have liked that. Even on top of this, we have the moment where he's actually surviving that Zorro's attack, as I said before, and he's gonna end up at the end of the story with us again, giving us the information of the Yonkos and information of the rewards and everything. Do not stop Eustace Kid there from fighting him. Do not stop that. Give him a little bit of main character vibes. Make him finish his storyline, especially knowing that he's gonna be defeated as soon as he leaves Wano heading to Elbaf by Shanks. If Oda, you know that is gonna happen, just give him a last moment to crown himself and to destroy his his traitor, that is this guy. That's what, in my mind, happens in a perfect scenario with Scratchmen Apoo. I want to know as well what do you think about this. I want to know about your opinion about the pirate life, the pirate concept, and the comparisons that I'm doing as well with Jack Sparrow or Usopp type of fighting, that is better to escape to fight tomorrow, or is better to survive today to be able to live tomorrow, and things like this. We have examples and examples of different types of pirates, different types of fighters in One Piece, but not only in One Piece, in the whole pirate history, okay? So everything is accepted and everything is pirate, but depending on your code, in your honor code that you will have, you will behave in one way or in another, okay? So I want to know your opinion about Apoo. I want to know if you hate him as well as much as I do, and I want to know if you are in disagreement or is maybe one of your favorite characters. A nice argument from your end, explaining in the show more section, in the comment section, why you would say, whatever this guy has done is totally good, is totally fine, I agree, and I would have done the same, okay? I think is an important topic. And as I said at the beginning, I left him to be the very last Supernova, because I can't with him. Just thinking about the guy, it upsets me, because I am someone who, for good or for bad, has grown with One Piece since I was, very little, and I see how Luffy is all about friendship, brotherhood, honor, camaraderie, nakama. Nakama is the concept. And this guy is all the contrary. In his crew, at the beginning, you see that he has a lot of guys that look like him, they are dressed like him and everything, probably from the same land, from the same territory. That is very nice that he had these guys. Later you see him more with these monsters, with these mate monsters, and some of the crew guys as well you see around. But what are your priorities? So why would you be taking those other guys? Are you gonna have like some sort of redemption later on as well in the story? Oda is gonna make you some sort of redemption where you are like a protector of these experiments, like maybe Vegapunk can be protecting or you know, kind of being there for Stussy, for example, or for the Seraphins. Are you gonna be representing that kind of figure? Is Oda gonna bring you to the story? I wouldn't like that. I think his story is done. He's just a side character who has been around for some time, doing some nasty things, some piratey things, and I have to say, I think I had enough of this guy. Show me, for example, if you're gonna be doing something like this bad, like we don't wanna see in him. Give it maybe to Caribou. I have a very nice, very interesting story. You can call it fanfic if you want, because obviously I go a lot in depth of what's gonna happen with Caribou. I think Caribou is belonging. His belonging is with Crocodile, with Mr. Zero. I think all this information that we are receiving now, after these moments with Scratchmen Apoo and the posters happen with Caribou, is all smoke curtain, let's say, for a distraction. Oda wants us to focus in that guy is gonna go and give the information to Blackbeard. But Blackbeard already has a lot of information by touching Saturn and by being connected with these rocks flashback. So I think it will make sense, I'm going to put the theory here as well, to connect him with Crocodile and the ancient weapons. Caribou main information is about ancient weapons, and Crocodile's reason of being, or reason of still being around, is get Pluton. To get Pluton at some point, use Pluton against the world government, and not help Luffy consciously, but help Luffy unconsciously by pointing those weapons towards the world government, towards Imu, towards the bad guys. Okay, so this is something that, in my opinion, it is very relevant for the story, and I want to know as well your opinion on this. Okay, I think I'm gonna add some details that in the Toei design are made with white. I am gonna change them to yellow, because for me as a character designer, I think it's more compiling, more interesting, is more appealing if we have these designs like this. I think this bottom as well should be a little bit yellowish for the compensation of the colors. Oda, yes, supervises the color scheme of the characters. All of them need to follow a pattern. This is something very important in One Piece, something that many stories miss, something that many stories, manga or any kind of stories that you may see on TV, on shows and everything, or 3D animation or video games. In storytelling, it's very important to separate and to define who a character is. If I'm gonna ask you, what color would you say represents Zorro? Yes, you would say green, because the hair and everything, okay? Like, what color represents Nami? Orange, okay? So, concepts like this in One Piece, in the main group of One Piece, each one of them have their own color. Red, blue, yellow, purple, brown, gray. All of them are very separated, so you can differentiate. This is something that Toei sometimes uses as well in the animations, where you have some characters that will have the text with the subtitles in color, so you know that Zorro is talking because the text is in green. That is very interesting, it is very nicely done, and it is something very important in character development. So if you start mixing colors, it gets a little bit messy. So what Toei has done here, it is nice, it is interesting, and because it's a background character that you don't want to give him much importance, many of the parts are painted in white, in more pale tones, in more pastel tones, so the character blends as well with the environment. He is loud, he is calling your attention in this specific character with the sound, with the power of his Akuma no Mi, not with the colors, okay? And there are other characters that are very strong, designed with colors, like the Law with the blacks, with the blue as well. The hair is very particular, the type of beard that he has is very particular, the hat is very particular, even if he has this hairstyle here, that it is very interesting as well. We don't have, today I'm going to use for the blacks the Supra Color Soft Carandash. This is the 3888, the black color, and I want to test it. It's quite a soft type of tip. Is very kind of more pastel-y type of tip, and instead of using the Faber-Castell, I want to use today this one to see how it goes. I'm running out of the Faber-Castell as well, and I need to get another one, but in the meantime we can use the Carandash, okay? So as I was saying, color and color theory is very important when you create characters and everything. Like in every single story, I think they should color code the main characters. That is something that I try to do as well with my stories, because I appreciate it when I see it nicely done in stories like One Piece. Okay, let's work like this. As you can see here in the channel, we don't talk only about One Piece. I talk about art a lot in different aspects. I talk about movies, I talk about books, I talk about art specific points within all these topics, because I studied art, I studied a couple of masters and everything, and this is what I do for a living. So I like to share the things I know with you, and as well feel free to ask any kind of question that you may have about color, about art, about character design and everything. Okay, as well I invite you to find online any kind of workshops that people may do, and there's a lot of nice people out there that are doing free workshops that you can join and learn about all of these details as well, not only from YouTube videos, but from professionals and dedicated videos that they do all of these things. Okay, let's do a little bit of this. The glasses. You have noticed, if you are not much into One Piece, and even if you are a fan but you are not much into One Piece, you have noticed that this guy is a little bit weird. The design, his character is a little bit weird, it's a little bit different, okay? You see that the arm, it has these breaks, 1, 2, 3, is cut in 3 pieces, like here. This is because he belongs to a race called the Long Arm Tribe, the Long Arm people. It's a specific race in One Piece. Like we have the Giants, we have as well the Buccaneers, for example, we have as well the Little People, the Tontata. These guys have the extremities like this, the arms, the upper part of the body longer, with the arms longer, with 2 elbows. We have another type of guys like this in One Piece, that those are the long legs as well, like Blue Gilly, that is one of the guys from our Armada, from Luffy's Armada, the Grand Fleet, and she has very long legs as well, okay, and this other guy. So because of this, I think there's a lot of similarities with the Masira brothers, the monkey designs in the story of Jaya that we have in Haya, in Mocktown, and Nolan Montblanc. I think that is the beginning with those 2 gorillas. That is the beginning of maybe sketching for characters like him. I like it. I like to see variety. I like to see different tribes, different races, different people doing different things, but at the same time being connected with the same purpose, like piracy, for example, adventure, for example, and traveling around the world, finding treasure and, you know, looting places. Like, I like that multiculturality in One Piece. That is one of those things that I appreciate. Sometimes in stories, this is being missed. That is what I like so much fantasy as well, because like you have things like an epic fantasy, especially things like Lord of the Rings, where you have as well dwarves, you have elves, you have orcs, you have witches, you have wizards, an infinite amount of characters. And if you are into fantasy, epic fantasy like me as well, feel free to mention in the show more section, in the comment section, your favorite kind of race within fantasy world, or your favorite creature as well. That can be very interesting. Or you are a fan of Harry Potter as well, with the giants and everything, or that can be a really nice opener for a chat in the Showmon section. Okay, let's do this kind of texture here for the bending of the clothing. Okay, I don't know how is this type of clothing called, this kind of oriental clothing. I don't think this is kimono. If there is someone able to assist and able to illustrate us with the information of what is the name of this kind of outfit, or if it is specifically from a region that exists in real life, from where do you think it should be? Like maybe from some Asiatic area, or maybe I don't know if it is Mongolian or Chinese or Japanese. So if there is any of you out here watching the video with me while I draw, or drawing with me, and you know, or you may have an idea, a slightly idea of from where this design can be, feel free to put it in the show more section. We can chat about it, we can open conversation and try to discover everything, you know. I don't want to go too much in depth with you know, with the design of the clothing and everything, because I do not know from where it is coming actually. So it is nice if you are able to help there. Okay, I think we have the color, we have the line and everything. I just want to add a couple of details regarding the lines, so we can see a little bit better the face and everything. He's been seen using multiple attacks, like he is hitting his head like this. We're gonna make like one of these like this. We can make as well some music like this, can be interesting like this. Okay, something like this. I am not a musician, so I'm just doing some random notes around, but as well, if you are a musician and you want to express and explain what type of instruments he has in the body, you can express it, explain it to us as well, open conversation about that, about music. There is I think there is a SBS where Oda shows all of the instruments, that the arm was like a saxophone, the teeth was like a piano, and the head was like some percussion instruments as well. And it is very nice. I think Oda done a very crazy creative work inventing this character. I haven't seen something like this before anywhere. It's not one of these things that this character is using fire, and in another story another character is using fire as well, and another character as well in another story. It's not something typical. This is very atypical, very weird, interesting, you know. It's not a cliche thing that you see in other stories, like controlling an elemental power, or being able to fly, or being able to strengthen your body. It is something very, very weird. So as well, I want to know how, as a public like me, as a reader like me, how do you receive something this crazy, completely out of the blue? Okay, we have characters like from the other trio that we were talking at the beginning, from the trio of the Alliance, Basil Hawkins, that his power is connecting with voodoo, and it makes it really related to magic. Now with the Emu storyline that we are kind of unraveling and discovering, we see that maybe some sort of black magic he was using as well. We don't know, but it is something that it is real in the present world, like voodoo and magic and power, something like this, like something like Scratchmen Apoo's type of power. I don't think I've seen it before. If you have, if you're a fan of another story, like we are here, fans of One Piece, and you know of another character like this, like for example, Crocodile. I really like Naruto as well, okay? I like more One Piece, but I like Naruto as well. And we have Gaara. The Gaara is power managing the sand, like Crocodile is managing the sand. The concepts are different, but the character power is similar. So if there is another guy that you know out there, in a comic, in a manga, in a graphic novel, in a book, in a movie, that is slightly similar to this, or you think it may be similar to this, just feel free to express it in the comment section, and so we can see it, okay? So we can understand and we can see what was going on with that character, with the similarities, or even if I like it or if I'm comfortable with the story and know a little bit about the story, we can even draw that other character as well if you want as well, okay? So feel free to just interact and see what we can discover, okay? I want to invite you as well, now that we are almost finished with the video, I want to invite you as well to say characters, like mention characters, like do you want to see someone specific or someone that is like a background character that we haven't seen yet, that it doesn't need to be a main character. I have done some of those drawings as well. Do you want to see me drawing, for example, a smaller type of drawing like I've done Shushu or Gaimon, and drawing with my left hand as well? We can do that as well. I'm gonna put a playlist here, very tiny playlist with a couple of drawings I've done, drawing with my other hand as well. Like, I would like you to suggest ideas as well. I've done character requests in the past from some of you, like Absalom, like Hawkback, for example, like Shushu as well, like some of these guys that I didn't have in my priority list to draw. I had, for example, more in my priority list, Supernovas, Blackbeard Pirates, even Jonkos as well. We haven't drawn, for example, Whitebeard, can be a nice interesting character to do. We could do Roger, now that the flashback and the concept of rocks is very hot at the moment. We can do things like this. I can talk about Roger with mustache, Roger without mustache, old Roger design and new Roger's design, my opinion, like my full opinion about that as well. So those are characters that, for example, I have in my list, in my mental list, that I can go drawing slowly, but I want to invite you to add more, to say here what you have to say and to express why and what topics you would like me to touch. Like, we've done Wado Jimonji, Kuina talking about the swords. Maybe you want to talk about someone who is using guns, and we can discuss it here as well. Someone who is using a specific technique, like Rokushiki. We can do it here, like Fukuro, for example. It's a character that is very random character. Blueno, something that is very nice guy as well, but we haven't drawn him, and we can talk about the Tekai concept and how strong it is. Like, I have already ideas, but if you are able to give some, tips and give some as well recommendations for me to draw, I can take them in consideration and we can do it, okay? So I think we finished for today. We talk about how much I hate Scratchmen Apoo. I don't like this betraying type of character, but it is the pirate life. It is the pirate life, okay? And we talk a little bit as well about how Law is going to be betraying Luffy still, in the sense of he belongs to Sword, and the whole time, yes, Luffy helped him, and all of the Doflamingo problem was real, yes, but the whole time he's been hiding the real truth, that is, like, he is like his father figure, Corazon. He is a double agent, and he is a very capable marine like Drake, okay? So let's finish for today. Let's sign here, okay? This is, let's change, this is not writing anymore, need to change them. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Mandragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you enjoyed the story today, the kind of complaint I've been doing here today, and the explanation about the character, okay? Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!